Lars Mittank was born on February 9, 1986, in Berlin, Germany. The 28-year-old individual resided in Itzehoe, Schleswig-Holstein, where he maintained employment at a power plant. According to documented accounts, Mittank lived with his parents and maintained what was described as a stable personal life, including a girlfriend and established social connections. Medical records indicated no prior history of mental health issues. On June 30, 2014, Mittank traveled with 5 friends to Golden Sands, a seaside resort located near Varna, Bulgaria. This represented his first documented journey outside Germany. The group stayed at the Viva Club Hotel during what was intended as a week-long vacation. According to statements provided by friend Paul Roman to German television in 2016, the initial days of the vacation proceeded without incident. Friend Tim Schultz noted that Mittank's appetite appeared diminished during the vacation. No other unusual behavior was documented by his companions during the first 5 days of the trip. On July 5, 2014, 2 days before the group's scheduled departure, an incident occurred that would alter the trajectory of events. According to witness accounts, Mittank and his friends visited a local establishment where football-related tensions arose. Mittank, identified as a supporter of SV Werder Bremen, became involved in a verbal dispute with supporters of Bayern Munich. Later that evening, Mittank separated from his group while they went to eat at a restaurant. According to statements provided to investigators, Mittank declined to join them for food and instead walked back to the hotel alone. When his friends returned to their accommodation, Mittank was not present. The following morning, Mittank returned to the resort and informed his companions that he had been assaulted by 4 individuals. Accounts of the incident provided by different friends contained variations regarding the identity of the attackers. Some stated the assault was carried out by the same individuals from the bar dispute, while others claimed the attackers were local individuals hired by the Bayern Munich supporters. Medical examination revealed that Mittank had sustained a jaw injury and a ruptured eardrum as a result of the altercation. He was prescribed the antibiotic Cefprozil by a local doctor. Due to his ear condition, medical advice indicated he should not fly immediately, as changes in cabin pressure could exacerbate the injury. On July 7th, Mittank's friends proceeded with their scheduled flight to Germany. Although the group offered to postpone their departure to remain with Mittank, he insisted they should continue with their travel plans. According to their statements, Mittank appeared composed and reassured them he would be able to manage the situation independently. As the group was required to vacate their hotel accommodation, Mittank relocated to Hotel Color Varna, a budget establishment located near Varna Airport. This facility was described in various accounts as being frequented by individuals involved in illicit activities. Following his friend's departure, documented changes in Mittank's behavior began to manifest. According to phone records and statements from his mother, he contacted her expressing concerns about his safety. During these communications, he claimed individuals were attempting to harm him and requested that she cancel his credit cards. Hotel security footage later examined by investigators showed Mittank engaging in what was characterized as paranoid behavior, including pacing in corridors, repeatedly looking out windows, and concealing himself in an elevator. Between the evening of July 7th and early morning of July 8th, multiple phone calls and text messages were exchanged between Mittank and his mother. According to Sandra Mittank's statements to authorities, her son contacted her around 1 a.m. on July 8th, claiming he had left the hotel and was being pursued by 4 men. He reportedly spoke in whispers, stating he was hiding and was positioned somewhere elevated where he could fall. During this period, Mittank sent text messages to his mother asking about his prescribed medication. These messages were sent at 3:06 a.m. and 3:15 a.m. on July 8th. Sandra Mittank, concerned for her son's safety and assuming he remained in hiding, arranged for a replacement flight scheduled to depart Varna Airport at 4:20 p.m. on July 8th, with arrival in Hamburg at 9:45 p.m. On the morning of July 8th, Mittank traveled by taxi to Varna Airport. Security footage shows him arriving at approximately 6 a.m. wearing a yellow shirt and carrying luggage. He initially appeared calm as he entered the terminal building. According to airport records, Mittank visited the medical facility to obtain clearance for air travel. He consulted with Dr. Kosta Kostov, who examined his ear condition and determined he was medically fit to fly. Dr. Kostov later provided statements indicating that Mittank exhibited nervous and erratic behavior during the consultation. The critical incident occurred when a construction worker entered the medical office during Mittank's appointment. Airport renovation work was ongoing at the time, making the presence of construction personnel routine. Upon seeing the uniformed individual, Mittank reportedly became agitated. The final recorded images show Mittank climbing over a fence and running toward a field of sunflowers and adjacent forested area. No verified sightings of him have been documented since these security camera recordings. A missing person report was filed in Germany on July 9th. The coal-fired power plant where Mittank was employed commissioned both a private detective and a Bulgarian lawyer to assist with the investigation. Private investigator Andreas Gutig began work in Varna on July 17th. Sandra Mittank traveled to Bulgaria on July 24th to personally participate in search efforts. Dr. Kostov, the airport physician who treated Mittank, provided multiple statements to investigators. According to documentation, his account of events changed 3 times during the course of the investigation. Initially, he stated that an airline employee seeking Mittank had entered the medical office. Subsequently, he claimed the individual was an airport employee. In his final version, he stated he did not know the identity of the person who entered. When German investigators traveled to Bulgaria to question airport personnel, they were introduced to an individual purported to be the employee who had entered the medical office. However, private detective investigations determined this person was not present in Bulgaria at the time of the incident. The prescribed antibiotic cefprozil became a subject of investigation regarding potential side effects. Medical literature documents that this medication can cause various adverse reactions, including dizziness, nervousness, restlessness, confusion, and sleep disturbances. However, Dr. Kostov later stated that Mittank had not filled his prescription and therefore had not consumed the medication. Some medical professionals consulted during the investigation suggested the possibility of a concussion resulting from the initial assault. Traumatic brain injury can result in personality changes, confusion, and disorientation, symptoms that could align with Mittank's documented behavior. After this, Bulgarian authorities conducted searches of the area surrounding Varna Airport. The terrain includes forests, fields, and Lake Varna, which is located on the opposite side of the airport from where Mittank was last seen running. Over the subsequent years, numerous reported sightings emerged from various locations. In 2016, authorities investigated a potential sighting in Porto Velho, Brazil, involving a disoriented individual without identification. However, this person was subsequently identified as Anton Pilepa, a Canadian citizen who had been missing for 5 years. In 2019, a German truck driver reported giving a ride to someone he believed resembled Mittank, traveling from Dresden to Schildow. Authorities were unable to locate or verify this individual. The Facebook group Findet Lars Mittank was established to coordinate search efforts and collect potential sightings. According to information from the private investigation team, over a 5-year period, they identified 15 German citizens who had disappeared across Europe but were found to be alive. However, none of these individuals were Mittank, and all had voluntarily chosen to disappear. As of the most recent available documentation, Lars Mittank remains officially missing. German authorities continue to maintain the case as an active missing person investigation. The surveillance footage of his departure from Varna Airport has been viewed millions of times online, contributing to widespread public interest in the case. No official determination has been made regarding Mittank's fate. The case file remains open with no conclusive evidence regarding what occurred after his disappearance into the forested area near Varna Airport on July 8, 2014. What do you think happened to him, And how does someone disappear without a trace in today's world?